by this controversy. And remember, when I'm saying that, I'm not saying that those controversies are unnecessary. There have been documented cases where people from underprivileged background have been discriminated in IITs and IIMs. Right? Even if they could have get appointment as in non-reserved categories, but because they come from reserved categories, those people get discriminated in IITs, and those are documented evidence. So this is a two-edged sword, right? And when it comes for public good, obviously any and every politician would prefer to be more popular than being not popular. And what happens because of that thing, because most of our research institutes are public funded, quality then becomes something not an important premium. That is my take. Maybe I am wrong, but yeah, to continue with what you were saying, that is my take on problems, some of the fundamental problems why inspired so many universities across India. Our publications are not there in world standard, or most of our publication, if we look at this, even the journals which are public publishing, they are following some kind of unethical practices. So this becomes, and remember, when you are talking about China also has similar problem of unethical publication, predator journals which takes money to get published. Both India and China, therefore, as far as academic ranking of their publication is considered, they are not so much high in international standards. Yes, China has got something different in the sense that because their manufacturing sector in that country, because their manufacturing sector is so strong, some things have done, what you would say, reverse engineering. That word came out from China itself, and that is something obviously done by the technicians over there. We use the word jogar. In our context, we use the word jogar, but yeah, that is what reverse technology is all about. So they were successful in that, but again, we don't have that developed manufacturing sector where those kind of ideas or innovations could be of help. That developed. Obviously, we have some things is coming up, and it's always good to be optimistic than to be a pessimist. Okay, I guess we should start with.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Sir, one inquiry, or you can say a question that I want to ask. First, let me introduce myself. I am assistant professor in English. Right now posted in Maltidhari College, Nabatpur, under Patliputra University. It's a constituent college. Sir, as I was following you and the question answers, sir, just one question. These days, when we go for a research proposal and when we go to grab some opportunity to do research work in particular field, there are some sort of, constraint have been put, like, government or politics as such has interfered so much that we have to, if we want to secure a research proposal, then we have to concentrate over topics such as Viksit Bharat and Indian knowledge system. So if we limit our scope of research with these political ideas or the current situation of a nation, or that connotes to nationalism, then how honest, genuine research work can come? Can you please throw a bit light on it? Thank you.
Okay. Remember, when I'm telling you, I am also, in my personal life, I am also a political activist, and I belong to a particular political ideology or political party. Having said that, this is my take. In India, I'm talking from my experience in India, when emergency was imposed by Mrs. Indira Gandhi, a wing of Communist Party supported her and opposed Jayaprakash Narayan and his total revolutionary movement. As a result of that, what happened? Most of the academic institutions, especially in context of social sciences in India, was taken up by leftist intellectuals. Across any kind of social institution, they were taken up by leftist individuals, and once they were in that position, they promoted and there is no doubt about it when I'm saying that they promoted a particular band of research. Because of that, what happened? The other political spectrum which was there in India, they did not have, I would say, academicians of that standard. Okay, so say for example, we have this history book, a book written, and I am diverting from the topic, but yeah, give me 5 minutes time and then I will come back. So we now have books written on Savarkar by people who are not trained historians, right? The reason behind that is because our history writing was so much Marxist oriented. Nobody from other side of the spectrum could come up and become a professor in history. So the other side had a vacuum of intellectuals, I would say, of that standard being trained in India. Maybe from outside India, there is a opportunity, and I myself is one of the victim of this kind of ideological intellectualism. I could not finish my PhD in US because the work I was doing was not liked by my advisor because it was not critical enough. Okay, so yeah, so when the other spectrum, ideological spectrum came into power, they kind of wanted to do something for remember, let me come in a context. After emergency was imposed, L.K. Advani gave a very famous speech in Parliament about how things have worked. I would suggest you to look into that speech. I am not going to talk about that speech over here. And what happened when things changed? People, in order to please those in power, started working in a way that at times, though it is productive, at times it becomes too much counterproductive. Yeah, we need to know our knowledge system. At the same time, we also need to know about the discriminations which are also there. It will never be there that suddenly all the discriminations which our society, our social structures is faced with has disappeared overnight. So it will always be there. As an academician, I would, and again I know that it is not Rousseau's idea, but it is so famous that I am saying that I may disagree with you, but I will protect till my last breath your right to disagree. So unfortunately, in our case, we are still looking for that perfect day to come, where everybody can get a voice.
From time immemorial, it has been so that those who have power in their hands, they have been manipulating research and many things like scientists have also faced, like Galileo and all. They have faced the charges of being insane, being against the government. So being in a higher education, being in research-oriented, platform where you want to research, genuine research to come up, then this should at least be done. I'm not talking about Congress. I'm not talking about BJP. I'm not talking about even America.
There are certain safeguards. I will come back to a topic. I'm just interfering you. There are certain safeguards, right? Because in academics, when we are in higher learning, especially, that being a university professor is the only job across India where you can stand for election without resigning from your job. Why is this is there in India? The reason behind it is once you are an academic, you are supposed to say the truth. So you should have that power. Otherwise, when you are giving that power to the university professors, which you are also, to fight elections, stand in election without losing your job, that means certain safeguards is there. We are not in a perfect society. In US, for example, again I'm taking, there are two jobs where you don't lose you don't retire. One is Supreme Court judge. In US, if you become a Supreme Court judge, or you become an university